Welcome back to another Conductor Sunday live stream. Tonight, we got so much news to cover. We got D23. We have, we have D23, the Disneyland Paris Adventure World opening. We have, we're going to review my Magic Kingdom video, get, the guys' opinions on that because they want to hear my opinion on what I thought of Magic Kingdom. I thought that was the best video. On top of that, we got some other stuff to discuss, but let's cut out the talking. Let's just bring them on one by one. We got first up the one, the only Orange Grove 55 in the house. How you doing today?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Had a wonderful weekend. I see Rudio and Seymour Duck and John Make It Rain are in the chat. What's up, fellas? Yeah, no, dude, I've had a really good weekend, and I'm ready to, talk shop with you fellas. Thank you for having me on, Conductor. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, anytime. And we got the one, the only, Udi with that lovely Darth Vader picture. I love that damn thing.
There you go. Good evening, fellas. How we doing?
Doing well, doing well. And then the other co-host of Leaving Today podcast, we got the one, the only, Mr. Mark himself.
How's it going, fellas?
There he is.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us on tonight.
Yeah.
No worries. But OG, I'm going to start with you first. Sure. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah, no, you can find me right here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55, talking theme parks, talking studio stuff. We even get into the financial side of things with Mr. Seymour. Yeah, with Mr. Seymour Duck, who's in the chat. So get into all that stuff. But right here on YouTube, yeah, there he is on Orange Grove 55. You can also catch me on Instagram, Orange Grove 55, and you can find me on X, Orange Grove 55.
Nice. Absolutely. Thank you, Orange Grove 55, for always being on Conductor Sunday live stream. Mark, where can everyone find you both, you and Udi, on Leaving Today podcast?
Yeah, thanks for having us. You can find us at Leaving Today podcast on Instagram, just 2 words, Leaving Today podcast. You can find us on Wednesday nights on Leaving Today podcast. We do our LTP Lounge, which is like a 1-hour show, live show. But we primarily are on audio format with our podcast. We just recorded episode 242 this morning with a special guests on, and we just keep plugging along. So yeah, leavingtodaypodcast.com. You can find us, and yeah, we're here.
Yep.
Absolutely. And before we even get started, Kiki and Luca is already on a roll here. 3-month membership to Conductor membership. Thank you so much, Kiki and Luca. And he also gifted a membership. So shout out to Kiki and Luca. And he keeps going. The ball keeps going. He gifted an Orange Grove 55 membership. Big shout out to Kiki and Luca.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Kiki and Luca.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
So the first topic we're gonna kind of go over, gentlemen, since it just dropped, and it's gonna be my first attempt to try to buy tickets for this damn thing, and I'm kind of scared, is D23. And, there's been some shakeups throughout the year with, different management moving in, other management moving out. So Josh Damrell being the CEO and Thomas Maslum being in Josh's position now. And a lot of people are worried about Thomas because he was doing well for the Disneyland Resort for the short time he was there. OG, I have to ask you because you're probably the best person to ask since you're kind of boots on the ground down here in Southern California. Do you think Thomas has a kind of like something we're not seeing yet, like the enthusiasm he's going to bring to the parks panel, because he's going to be standing in front of 30,000 people in the Honda Center?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to that, like the presentation side of things, he's got big shoes to fill. Because whatever people want to say about Damrell, I mean, that dude had charisma for days, and he knew how to command a stage and talk. I don't know if Thomas has that same energy. It doesn't seem like he does, but we'll see. But I do feel like he did run the resort pretty well when he was there. And I heard that he is very much an operations guy, an efficiency guy, which is why we saw some of these changes happening. at Disneyland Resort recently with like the park hopping changes and all that stuff. So he's done some positive stuff. But in terms of D23, though, I don't know. I mean, Josh is a whole nother animal. I mean, the way he commands a stage, he's really social. He's got a really likable personality. I don't know Thomas like that yet, but we'll see. I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he can get on there and absolutely crush it. It's also going to be a tough year for D23 with the parks because tomorrow he announced everything under the sun in 2024. So is Disney really equipped this year to do that kind of presentation? I don't really think they are. I think we're going to get a lot of like, you know, putting meat on the bones of what was already announced, which is fine, but it's not going to be the same energy as I think 2 years ago. But we'll see. You know, I've been wrong before. So,
Udi, I'm going to go to you next. What do you think about this? Do you think Thomas is going to bring the enthusiasm that Josh had, or is he going to put his own twist on it?
Well, you know, I have to agree with OG because I mean, when you look at Tomorrow, we can argue a couple of the ones what we got out of real substance out of it, but you cannot take away the fact that he can, like you're saying, control the room, and he's charismatic. The guy is very charismatic. He's probably one of the most charismatic, I think, in Disney hierarchy that we've ever had. I mean, I'm not a fan of Bob Iger, and I don't think he was very charismatic. This guy has a different tools, and his toolbox is different. So I don't know, but like OG, and I think anybody who's a fan of the park should be cheering for all these people as they're moving up, not only because of their service to the company and to the park, that, you know, they're coming up and earning their way up. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very curious. I hope he does well, but I think it's going to be the gap is going to be a big one. I think it really is. So we'll see.
100%.
Well said, dude. And real quick before we go down to Mark, I just want to say one thing too, because you brought up Bob Iger.
Yeah.
And this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know.
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going with this. I do not agree with the decision to give him a Disney Legends Award. He hasn't even been out of the company for a full week, and they announced that. Meanwhile, you have people like Michael Eisner.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Still hasn't gotten one. Still hasn't gotten one. It's crazy to me. But the whole cast of, I don't know. Like for me, I just feel like you wait a couple years for something like that, and you're gonna want to give Michael Eisner one before Iger gets one, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
No, and the funny part is, like, when they got announced, Mark threw it in our thread, and I'm like, well, of course you're going to see Bob Iger. And I'm with you 100%. I think that was one of those. I mean, my personal opinion, I'm hoping it's one of those things, like, just give you all the little things to make you feel better, and that way you don't do what you did to Chapek and you try to undercut this guy. Let Tomorrow, let him cook, let him do his thing, and don't sit in there and try to be like pecking at his ankles to shut him down. So, yeah, but I agree with you. Like, man, I don't think you need to get that. At least not yet. I mean, if I had it my way, it'd be never. But that's me.
100%. Mark, what do you think about what's going on? Do you think Thomas is going to bring the enthusiasm? Do you think, you know, he's going to bring his own twist to the stage? Because again, it's going to be his first time, you know, in front of 30,000 people in the stadium, trying to, you know, pique, you know, people's interest. Because again, people are thinking that this D23 is just going to be more like a progress report than anything. Obviously, they did announce the new cruise ship name, which is the Disney Believe. I'm sure they're going to go into that. I'm sure there's going to be more detail about Abu Dhabi. At some point, I'm sure they're going to talk about the Shanghai second park. But you know, for the domestic parks, what do you think Thomas is going to talk about? Just more status updates or what?
Yeah. Well, first off, I mean, like, I want to echo what both of you guys said, or three of you. I am rooting for him, and I want the parks to succeed in every way possible. But I think coming into this, I've learned to manage my expectations a bit, because, you know, we always want, we want Tomorrowland, we want this and that. But I think we're going to get a progress report. I think it's going to be very Coco heavy. I think it's going to be Adventures Campus heavy. and that's going to be about it. I don't know that we're going to have Disneyland Forward stuff, because I don't think we're there yet, and we might get some Avatar stuff. But I think to answer your question is, I don't know how he actually performs and speaks to the media yet, but I'm hoping he's got to be better than Chapek,
Yeah.
because he was somewhat dry and he seemed uncomfortable. I would be uncomfortable doing that, but D'Amaro did great. Now, what's to say D'Amaro isn't going to do that? What's to say that he's not going to control the mic?
It's possible. It's more than possible. And you know, I want to throw this at you guys.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Destination D23 is a smaller venue that takes place in Orlando at one of the hotels. It used to take place at the Contemporary, but it was at a different location 2 years ago. Do you think that, you know, with D23 and Anaheim being so big and so massive as it is, you know, like you're saying, Mark, Josh will come in and help assist Thomas with the mic and all that, but kind of let Thomas kind of have full reins when it comes to Destination D23, because it's a smaller venue.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here's why I think, like, I mean, maybe that makes sense, but this is where I kind of think that they won't do any of that, because I think there's going to be a level of, you have to have confidence in the people you promoted, so you don't want to do that and look like you're holding their hand. I mean, when you, if you guys listen to the actual the shareholders meeting.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and so they had their transition, they did their thing, but did Bob Iger do any of that? No, he wasn't even there, really. I don't think. They did the little presentation, his video, whatever it was, and then they went to the questions, and it was all Josh.
Yeah.
So I think really, I'll put it this way: if I'm Josh tomorrow, and you know, and these people are coming up, I'm gonna be like, no, you got to stand on your feet. You got to, if you can't stand in a room full of these people or fans who are there to cheer you on, then there's more going on. So I don't see them really doing that, because I think they got to have a show of kind of like strength, for lack of a better way to put it, to demonstrate like, no, I own the space. This is my space now, and I'm fully here and capable of taking on everything that this job entails. So I don't see them doing any of that kind of stuff, because I think, to me, if I saw it, it'd be kind of like, oh man, I don't know, it's not so good. Yeah, that's why I was happy when during the earnings call that Josh Marvin, because I was very curious about that, if Iger was going to be like in there with the whole thing, and he wasn't. I'm like, okay, good.
Well, see, I love that, Udi, because I'm glad Iger wasn't. The one person I did want to hear something from was Dana Walden, and she wasn't. So that was quite interesting. And
interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping at some point we kind of hear her talk about some stuff, because I think the only voice, speech we got from her is like a little, a little segment at the Oscars. That's what we got.
Well, and Conductor, right now, more than ever in the company history, Disney is depending on the studio, right? Because back in the day, we would get original attractions. We would get Big Thunder and Space Mountain and, Haunted Mansion. We don't get that stuff anymore. No. Everything the company produces in their theme parks is the IP from the studio. So she runs all that studio stuff and the gaming too now. Yeah. So it would be nice with all that power that we would hear from her. I've always liked her, but I mean, this is one thing where I think she's really kind of dropped the ball. Even in the whole CEO succession race, she wasn't out there. Like, how can anyone even like her or even have any kind of opinion when she doesn't even come out, And I think that was a big mistake. And I feel like she's kind of doing it again.
Yep.
Yeah. No, 100%. And before I get to Kiki and Luca, I want to say this though, and maybe I'm just talking in left field here, but it almost sounds like to me that she knew that she was gonna, be put in the position of the company to stay. That's why she didn't really publicly go out and speak, because she knew Iger had a position for her. Now, Josh, on the other hand, he had to fight for it, even though at some point he was fighting himself because he was already chosen.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how she kind of handled, because she's got a lot of power. I mean, she is essentially, I would honestly, technically she's the president and the chief creative officer.
Yeah.
But I think she's, I mean, with what she's in charge of, I mean, she's essentially a co-CEO. I mean,
Yep.
Well, that brings up an interesting question, because why did they do that? They hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
it is very curious that she's not talking. It is, and I mean, I'm gonna go with the hopefully she's going to work, because if we're being real, and I think we can all admit it, that side of the company has been the drain on the company. All the movies that have been failing, the streaming, all the kind of things that they've been doing,
Sure.
hasn't been a positive net. It's been a net negative. So maybe she's getting to work, but this is where I have a little bit of concern, because she was in that realm before, and I'm like, and it was failing before. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm going to be rooting for her because I want them to succeed. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Out of these two picks, she's the one that I have most trepidation behind, because I think she has a track record of, in my opinion, being a little up and down, while
Sure.
Josh pretty steady up, and a pretty steady overall positive track record.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, big shout out to Kiki and Luca for the $5 super chat.
nice.
Thank you, Kiki and Luca. He says, my wife said going to D23 is a waste of time. She says D23 is the same every 2 years, and the expo we can see on YouTube. Should I find a different wife? Dang. Calls her out.
Yeah. Well, here's my thoughts on D23. I've gone twice now, right?
Sure.
And I think D23 is a really, really fun event. And I think it's really cool. I think every Disney fan should go at least once.
Sure.
I don't know if I need to go every 2 years, though. I don't know if it's something for me personally. Like, I don't need to go every 2 years, but I do enjoy it. Really, the best part about D23 for me, at least, was not even like the Disney stuff. It was just spending time with the community. There were so many people, like friends that we have, like on social media in our community. It was really cool hanging with everybody. That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That was cool.
I think I agree with you, OG, because it's like the same thing in the parks. You know, you're a vibes guy.
Yeah.
You know, you'll go on a ride if, you know, some friends want to go on the ride and they've never been on it and they want you to go on it. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're a vibes guy. And that's kind of what D23 is on the showroom floor. It's basically about networking with other content creators, meeting new people, meeting your fans, talking to them, getting their interaction, you know, doing stuff like that. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
No, it was cool. Like hanging with everybody was really, really cool, you know? And that was like my biggest memory was that. And, and this year, I don't know, because it's going to be, I think, very heavy in just the details of the projects we already know about, which could be really exciting. I mean, I don't know the details, so they haven't really given us any details on any of it.
Yeah.
You know, Florida or Anaheim. So it'd be cool to get some more details on this stuff. But I don't think we're going to get any like Remy D crack-a-lacking. I don't think we're going to get any new stuff, or at least not a whole lot of new stuff. Like, you know, we're not going to get like, you know, any new lands. Although I will say the rumors are really heating up for Shanghai and that second park. So we might get that. That might be something.
I've got actually two comments, and because I wanted to, we brought this up on our show today, is that I think we're gonna get another Magic Key announced somewhere, because the one that I have is the Explorer key. I think it's $9.99, and the one like below that is the SoCal key. I think it was $5.99 now. I think there's a big enough space that a $7.99 or $6.99 version could come in. And it would be nice if it was more like the AP Flex Pass, if they got rid of the reservations and made that one like a reservation only type of thing.
Sure.
I mean, there's I think a space for that. And there's definitely like there's a customer base for that as well.
Definitely.
I believe.
Well, let me ask you guys this before I get to more of the chat. Since I have this on the screen here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the prices? Do you think they're astronomically crazy? Do you think they're worth it? What do you guys think? Not really.
Okay, okay, go ahead, OG.
Well, no, I mean, I think they're pretty high, to be honest with you.
Pretty high.
Yeah, I think the event is a really fun event. You know, I enjoy myself, but I mean, honestly, like when you're over $1,000, it's a lot of money to spend on that. But go ahead, Mark. I do apologize, brother.
No. It's fine. I think I kind of was in the chat room when you were talking about this on Thursday, I think with George Conductor. And my problem with these things is that if you can buy like 6 tickets and you only need one, I mean, I could buy 5, like I could buy 6 at $99 and sell 5 of them for like $300 or $400. And I think that goes against the whole spirit of this thing. But to answer your question, I'm going to agree with OG55. I think this is a lot of money.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean,
yeah,
because the ticket I'm trying to aim for, because I've never gone, so this is going to be my first time going if I get a ticket.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the 477 version, so the 3-day Ultimate Fan Pass 477, and I'm going to be in section 400 on the lower end of 400 of the Honda Center. So that's what I'm aiming for right there. So that's still not bad.
no.
I think for me, you know, this D23 is going to be one that I want to go to, and the one in 2028. After that, I might take a hiatus after that, because it's like, okay, yeah, I don't need to hear anymore, because we already know in 2031, Magic Kingdom's going to celebrate their 60th. I don't need to be at D23 to know that. You know, obviously they'll have the Lion King attraction probably almost open in Disneyland.
Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
So it's like, do I really want to pay what $550 to sit in the room with 29,999 other people to listen to that? No. I'd rather be like Udi, just kicking back in my chair and relaxing and just seeing it on my phone.
Yep.
Be in a crowded stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they did like a live cast to this, and I hope that they do for the Parks panel, you know what? I'm just happy hanging out with like with Udi or like with you guys doing like a live show and commenting on it live as we see it. But just like OG said, I think the main reason why I would want to go is just to hang out with like you guys and meet new people, and you know, that's really what it's about for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, the first comment I'm going to get to is from Shane Narani. I feel like let Bob Iger have his Legend Award. So when he is finally totally retired, he is retired, and there's no reason to bring him back. Like, it solidifies him in stone.
Yep.
Like, he's done. He can't come back.
100%. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Unless they want to dig up Eisner, but you know, I'm not sure.
Well, here's the thing, right? I've heard I mentioned this on X. I said, you know, Michael Eisner should have got one years ago. He should have. And a lot of people were telling me that there were rumors that Michael Eisner declined the award. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have a very skeptical brain. Like I kind of like, I don't know, I question things, right? And I question things, and I'm like, does that make sense? Because if he declined the award, I would assume he would decline it because maybe he's a humble guy. He doesn't want that kind of recognition. I understand that, and that would be absolutely fine. But the big building at the Burbank studio, is the Michael D. Eisner building. So he approved his name on the building.
Yeah.
So why would he decline the Legends Award? Now, for me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? I question that, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's shenanigans going on, to be honest with you. I don't think they ever offered it to him, to be honest with you. And and I think that's a total sin. I mean, Michael Eisner saved that company. And he deserves that award.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And one thing, if they don't want to give him the award, I can at least say though, he has his own building on the Burbank lot. That for me, that's his, you know, award. Even though it should be more than that, but you know, at least it's on a building.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't even think that Bob Iger. I mean, maybe I'm not even against him getting the award eventually. I just think it looks kind of bad, like optic wise, to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's too soon because when you look at Major League Baseball, right? Perfect example. When you retire, but your whole career or most of your career, you were a superstar. Do you get nominated for the Hall of Fame right when you retire? No. You wait about 5. I think there's a limit. I think it's like 5 years.
It's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more than 5?
I think it's 4 or 5.
Still.
From that ballpark. There's a window. There's a window.
Yeah. So there's a window that you have to wait to even be nominated. Not guaranteed, but nominated. So I agree with OG. This looks bad. This looks like desperate.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, does Eisner have a window on Main Street?
I don't think he does.
So
okay.
And Remy said 6 to 7. That's what it is for baseball.
Okay. See.
Yeah.
You know in sports when they retire the jersey and they put it up in the rafters.
Yeah.
In the Honda Center, they should put Bob Iger's cardigan up there. So I can't take credit for that joke. I can't take credit for that joke. That was actually Jerry from Capture the Magic, which it was a brilliant joke.
Great joke.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious. But what do you guys think about the other nominees? We have Chris Berman, Jerry Bruckheimer, Susan Egan, Eric Goldman, Anne Hathaway. Well, we'll skip that guy. We already said his name about 20 times so far. Kim Irvine, Dwayne Johnson, Jonas Brothers, and we got Alan, and we got Lynn. What you guys think? You think these are good choices or kind of?
I love Alan Tudyk, so I saw that and I'm like, cool.
Okay.
Well, I won't say anything about him. Dwayne, I like him, but I think it's too early. I like. Can we wait till Moana live action? How well that does, and then maybe.
That's true.
But I mean, overall, the rest of them I think are fine. I didn't really have any kind of like, other than Mr. Iger there. I was like, okay. I mean, I get.
Yeah. Well, and the issue too, I think, with the Disney Legends Award, is that it happens every 2 years, right? Yeah. So it's almost like they have to like find a group of legends to like announce every 2 years. And I think with that becomes an issue because now you're kind of like, just like, okay, the cast of Grey's Anatomy, that works. You know, you're kind of just picking people who are like famous or like who had one successful movie with the company. Yeah. And for me, a legend is like, I'm talking like the Sherman Brothers, Mary Blair, Nine Old Men. Like when I think legend, I'm thinking that. And then they nominate people that had like one hit with Disney. You know, it's kind of weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no, and that's kind of why with like Anne Hathaway, again, I like her acting, but I was like, I guess. But no, I agree with you, OG. It's like, I almost feel like it needs to be like every 4 years we'll break out and make it like the Olympics, like every 4 years. And then there's got to be a better criterion because I have no idea what their criteria is, to be honest. So the way I feel like is like, what have they done to really contribute to the Disney company, right? So, I mean, Berman, Bruckheimer, there's people on that list that are like, okay, you can obviously see what they did. A few other ones,
sure,
And they're like, really? Did you really affect it? Like, you're a Disney legend. That means you were so important to the company that we're gonna give you like Lin-Manuel, like even Alan Tudyk. So I like him. I can argue and go like, okay, I like him. But Lin-Manuel, I think he's got more right to be there than either Dwayne or Alan, to be fair. And that's why I'm not a big fan of him. But
no, I understand that. I do. I think personally, if I had to choose between Iger and Dwayne Johnson, I'm going to choose Dwayne Johnson.
Sorry, twice on Sunday, buddy.
Exactly. So I will say though, on all the years growing up as a kid, watching the Home Run Derby every July and listening to Chris Berman call the Home Run Derby, dude, it was freaking hilarious as hell.
Yep.
Oh no, he's been in. If anybody in this country and they follow sports and stuff like that, they know his voice.
Yeah.
He's been there. It's like Al Michaels. There are certain voices that when you hear them, when it comes to sports, you know exactly who it is. And you're like, okay. You hear his voice, you can be in another room like that's Chris Berman. You know, right away.
Yeah,
Oh,
same with Scully.
No, and Vin Scully. I mean, I grew up listening to Vin Scully, so I mean, there are just voices that you hear and you connect and you bring in all the stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think on that list, he's the most deserved.
Well, our good friend Rob White says Tony Baxter. Does Tony Baxter not have a Legends Award? Because that is an absolute travesty if that is the case.
I know he's got a window.
Wow, man. If he doesn't have a Legends Award, that is crazy to me.
Now I feel like I got to look that up.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
So, Conductor, so you planning on going, what is the one thing that you're looking forward to the most on this D23?
Okay, so if I could choose two, Mark.
Okay, I'll give you two.
Okay, two of them. One of them would be networking with other content creators, meeting fans, meeting new people on the showroom floor.
Yeah.
That's number one for me. Number two would have to be at the parks panel, just to see what they're cooking, because I want to see what they're up to.
Yes.
Because again, you know, I'm sure they're going to go into detail about the Shanghai Disney second park. They're going to go into the Disney Believe ship. They're going to go into Abu Dhabi. They're going to go into probably, you know, updates about Pandora, Coco, the Florida projects. It's really not going to be anything that we don't already know about, just maybe more details about what we already know about. But I told OG, I said, you know, one small win for mankind, and I mean mankind meaning Disneyland, bring back the Blue Sky Cellar. You have so many vacant locations and you won't bring that back. And it drives me.
Well, and this is a perfect time to do it. We have a lot of projects right now. We got Coco, we got 2 Avengers rides, and that Avatar thing. Like, you know, come on. I mean, that's enough to have a little Blue Sky Cellar, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the comments I made on our podcast today, it's like I feel like what Disney has lost is its hype game.
Yes.
I think when we had a lot of things coming up, the hype game was real. They would begin the hype. I mean, like I brought up the example of Mandalorian Grogu. I'm more than ready to go watch that, but the hype game for the movie is lacking. The hype game, Avengers Campus, where are we at with that? Like we're moving. Like begin the hype game now. So I'm with with Conductor being like, hey, you know, this is what I want to see. I want more stuff going on. But the hype game needs to be like really amplified for all this. So yeah, that's a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Put up there, begin to put up the details, the art, the models, the mechanic, whatever it is, animatronic, ride vehicles, begin to push all that.
Well, Udi, perfect example of this, not to cut you off, but perfect example. I was at Hollywood Studios. They had a presentation inside the theater, which was Walt Disney Presents. I have the video up on my channel for everyone to go watch it. But I walk in, you know, the first half of it is showing Walt Disney himself at the park, at Disneyland, building it, pictures in the studio in Anaheim, all over the place. Pictures of him with the workers and all this stuff. But then at a certain point, you get to a section where it was just basically like a carbon copy of the Blue Sky Cellar. You had the little models showing, oh, this is going in this park. This is going in this park. This is what. Again, I don't know how difficult it is to put something like that back into the Disneyland Resort, because my problem is, yeah, DVC is great if you can afford the damn thing, but it's almost becoming like what do you call it? Club 33. No one got that type of money. It's like, why are you guys wasting all this money to put in these DVC locations when you could put something more beneficial that everybody can enjoy?
Well, and it also speaks to capacity. Like the more you can get people indoors, you get them off the walkways and stuff like that. So little things like that, like a Blue Sky Cellar and little additions like that, just take people off those walkways, which we really need right now, because with the lightning lane stuff, it brings everyone into the walkway because everyone's not waiting in a physical line as much, right? So yeah, I completely agree.
it's dumb. But Mark, go ahead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No. I got two things, but like the first thing is to kind of echo what Udi said, that they need to jump their hype game up, because I know one thing that we like to do as Disney content creators and Disney enthusiasts is we love to speculate, and we love looking at concept art and figuring out, okay, how is this going to fit? You know, we're going to break out Google Maps, spin it around and say, hey, how is this going to work here? No, that's not going to work there. Yes, it's going to work here. And I love that. I know you guys do it too, because those are the shows that I really like to just sit and watch and see how you guys think, because we do like the same thing too. We will talk about it. And I know we don't get married to concept art, but I love it when they just throw it out there, because then it goes, oh, did you see this and this and this? And I love the construction, the constructive comments and the thought process behind it all.
Well, see, that's why I text OG earlier. I said, dude, I watched your DVC video or DCA video on Pandora, and I loved it. He literally did my rant, but in his version, DCA about Pandora.
Is it new?
Yeah, brand new. I dropped it today, and basically, yeah, it was fun, dude. I just went into the Hollywood area where this is gonna go, and I kind of broke down, like, you know, the buildings and how big they are and how far back this thing is gonna go and things like that. But it was fun because it was like kind of what you were mentioning, Mark, with the maps and all that stuff. But it was like on location, like there. Yeah. And it's just fun to me. I love that kind of stuff, you know. So
it's the same thing. I mean, Udi and I talk about this often, and so it makes me happy that you do the same thing. And
sure.
If you have any second opinion or third opinions or fourth opinions, let us know on that.
Well, you know, the funny part about it is, like, because Mark and I haven't been in the park together in a long time. Pre-COVID, just life goes, and because pre-COVID we were there all the time. But that was one of the things, is like, I can't wait to go into DCA and go walk that area, and him and I just begin to start picking it.
Dude.
Apart, like this and that and this and that, and do exactly that, because I won't go into it, but we all know it's not going to go there. It can't go there. It can't go there. But anyway, but that's the fun part. Like Mark is saying, speculating, looking at it, and understanding the physical space of what's going on. If Disney begin the hype game, that begins all that conversation. That's just a stir. That's people talking, and that's what we need. Yeah, that's what Disneyland needs right now. And Disney needs people talking about the company in a positive way, not in a positive way. And that's the best way to have positivity, is to be like, hey, we're doing this and this, and then drop enough nuggets out there that has people start spinning, and here we go. And it's just a good time.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. And Robert White actually points out a good thing. DVC prints money. They have taken over Walt Disney World, and they have, like, literally almost every corner I turned in Magic Kingdom alone, there was a DVC something. Jeez. And it was everywhere. Wow. I'm like, holy Lord. Good God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, it's absolutely nuts. But
Now, real quick, Conductor, not to cut you off, but Justin Dobb actually brings up a really good point, and this is a fair argument that he's making with actually the one above that, one above Robert. Okay, yeah, he said the problem with Blue Sky is that was only appreciated by the fandom and the Disney nerds. The average park goer, ticket buyer didn't see the point and didn't visit multiple times, and that's a fair point. Like, you know, we're neck deep in this Disney nerd thing, and we appreciate this kind of stuff. But maybe he's right. Maybe, like, you know, the soccer mom with 3 kids, does she care? Is she going to take her kids to that? Probably not, right? So, and that could be what Disney's looking at. Like, okay, do the normies, do the general guest care? Maybe they didn't. You know, I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. Oh, go ahead, Udi. Sorry.
Well, no,
go ahead.
What I was going to say is, I mean, I agree in a sense that that's a huge factor. Definitely is going to play into it. But this is going to be my counter to that. Is going to say, but yeah, it is meant for us, but we're the natural hype men. We are what we do and what we do all the time. And people start looking at the content, and when we go to the park, we start talking. We're like the unpaid hype men, really. And when you look at that they need to get us hyped. So it's a base thing, like, oh, go check that out. When they see people excited about stuff, like, why are you so excited? I'm like, come here.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Let me tell you. So that's the thing, is like, it gives us more fuel, and then it could bring more people in. The revenue generating factor is never going to go away in the park, but I think this is when you do a give and a take. Well, we give them a little bit that maybe we're not going to pull revenue, but we're looking forward down the line, maybe
Sure.
not today, but we're beginning to create a bigger fandom and re-expand and going generational like what they had before. I think generationally, Disney has been losing the generations coming up, and this is another good way to try to pull all them back in, and that way we're still around another 55, 70, 100 years.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong.
Yep.
You're really not. Because the problem is with all the kind of old school Disney that we all kind of grew up with and loved, it's gone. I'm sorry, it's just gone. And this new generation just doesn't, they don't care about it.
They haven't been taught it. They haven't been taught it. That's
No,
the thing.
that's the problem.
Taught it, yeah.
But it's crazy. And it's kind of sad for the parks, though.
Yeah.
It is. And the studios and all this stuff. So it's kind of hard.
Mhm.
But, as I play this video, gentlemen, if you want to ask me anything about Magic Kingdom, let your heart content. Ask me anything you want, because I had plenty of questions and answers at the same time when I was walking through this. Literally.
For me personally, and I'm gonna go back to Disney World. I'm gonna give Magic Kingdom a second go around.
Yeah.
But for me personally, when I went there, and maybe it's because I'm a Disneyland guy, and Disneyland is like probably one of the best theme parks ever built. I mean, come on, Walt built that park, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I felt like Magic Kingdom, I don't know what it was about that park. It just felt like it was missing something. I felt like kind of like, and I always joke around about how it feels like live action Disneyland, where it's like, how the live action remakes, how they kind of like check all the boxes.
Mhm.
Technically, it's all the same songs and technically all the same scenes.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it doesn't have that. It doesn't hit, right?
Yep.
It lacks the heart or something, right? And I feel Magic Kingdom has that problem with it. Disneyland. You feel it. It's just different. Magic Kingdom felt very like, it's like a Wally World or something. Like it's tourist trappy. It doesn't feel like that same kind of like thing. And for me, it just didn't hit. Now I'm going to give it another chance though. I've only been once, but for me, I just wasn't feeling it. But anyway, long story short, Conductor, did you have that impression too, or was it different for you? Because I know you're a California guy as well.
So for me, walking in, because George wanted to do an unveil, because he did that through the whole trip with me and Tommy, where there were different elements of each park he wanted to get our first reactions. So when I saw it firsthand, it was breathtaking.
Yeah.
But as I was walking through Magic Kingdom and a lot of these parks that have the icons like Epcot with Spaceship Earth, then you had Hollywood Studios, then you had Animal Kingdom. But the problem with Magic Kingdom is it's a Disneyland on steroids, and it feels very corporatized.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does. It really does. Now, to kind of, push back on it a little bit, on a side quest, as I like to call them, I really honestly don't know what people are complaining about with Tomorrowland. If they want to see a Tomorrowland decrepit and like from a zombie movie from hell, come to California. Come see our Tomorrowland.
Yeah. No, that's true. They have a better Tomorrowland. They got the People Mover. They got the Carousel of Progress. They got Tron.
Oh, dude, the Carousel of Progress. Oh my God. All the animatronics were working. Everything looked beautiful. The People Mover looked fantastic. You had Astro Orbiter looked fantastic. Autopia looked fantastic. I didn't really get that gas smell that people were saying, oh yeah, you can smell diesel throughout I didn't really get that day. I don't know if maybe it was just a couple of vehicles that were leaking that day. That's why people were saying, oh yeah, it smells like gas. No, it didn't. Tron though. Tron was
Tron is awesome.
Tron you gave me a run for my money. I'm not gonna lie. I wish it was longer though.
Yeah, we had the same thought about that too. We finally, when we were there, they were doing the virtual queue, and we got in. Ours was at like 7:30 at night or something like that. So we got to ride it at night, and it was so fun. But I was like, it needs to be about, I don't know, 30 seconds longer or something.
Yeah.
To do that. Yeah.
No, 100%. It needed to be longer, and I just, after seeing it, OG, now I understand why we cannot have Tron in our Tomorrowland, because it would literally take up Tomorrowland, it would take up Autopia, it would take up the Lagoon, it would take up, you could see that thing probably all the way from Indiana Jones. That's how big it would be.
Oh yeah.
Just being honest with you, I would love to have it. It's just, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive.
They would have to redesign it. Like, you know, when they brought Tower of Terror over here to DCA, they couldn't take that version and put it here. It's too big.
Yeah.
They had to redesign the whole thing. For Tron, you'd have to do the same thing out here in California. You'd have to redesign it.
Oh, by far.
I want to echo what OG said about going into the Magic Kingdom. It's that comparison about like a live action remake is pretty apt, because everything feels very like familiar. Like, oh, I know where everything is, but it doesn't feel. It just, I can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't feel right. Something's off about it, and it's like, okay, I mean, believe me, they have their charms, but it's not. It isn't Disneyland, and but I'm sure, Conductor, that you probably like intuitively like knew like where everything should be and like where everything was, right?
You know what? It's interesting, Mark, because you bring that up. Walking down Main Street, or actually just walking, you know, underneath the train station. Obviously, the train station looked different to me.
Yeah.
The theater looked humongous, so I walked in there. It looked different, you know. You didn't really have Disneyana. You kind of had it a little bit. It was kind of tucked in the corner a little bit. It wasn't even really there. And then the Main Street Semina, you know how we have an actual, you know, theater on Main Street? No, yours is just another entrance into one of the main stores on Main Street. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then literally past Main Street, you have these two, one on each side. You had these two massive like green spaces where it had the fake grass, and you can kind of sit down. And, you know, we were told by some cast members that, and I think even George told me, said a lot of people like to just bring their laptop or, you know, their iPad and just do work and hang out in that area. So there was that we don't have, because where those green spaces are, one side of the street, on the left side we have Jolly Holiday, on the right side we have Plaza Inn. So we don't have those green spaces at Disneyland.
Right.
That was a difference. And then Adventureland was kind of weird. I don't think we walked all the way through from what I remember. But we didn't get to go on the Jungle Cruise, but I'm going back next summer though. I'm going back next summer, so I will make it a priority.
You've got to do that.
Yeah.
Now, Conductor, if you can bring up Skywalker Brian's comment, he asked me a question about the
Absolutely.
So he says that Tron was a floating rumor for Disneyland, and I think that was part of Project Stardust for Batuu West. Am I right or wrong, Chris? You know, the only rumor I heard for Tron, Brian, was that ride system was actually supposed to go into DCA as a Captain America ride.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And that was years ago, and they ended up canceling that. But I never heard of like Tron coming to Disneyland. I don't know.
Well, I heard that they actually had purchased 3 of those attractions.
Tron?
Yeah.
And there's only 2, obviously installed this time. Yeah, but I'd heard the same thing. They have 3.
Well, okay, so let me, well, actually, no, because, because you have Tokyo, you have Shanghai, and then what was the third Asian park out there that I'm not thinking of? Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Okay, so obviously Shanghai doesn't have Tron, but why would they put the third Tron roller coaster for the expansion pad? So I would have to think it's coming to Disneyland at some point. Why would they purchase 3 unless they're going to use the third one as kind of like spare parts?
Yeah, that could be the case too. Yep.
They could.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's-
absolutely.
Yeah, especially when you do a ride system, all that's a lot of that. I mean, if not all of it is going to be custom work. So, yeah, I mean, that actually makes sense that they would have done 3 just to have like, hey, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We're not going to expect this company to be still manufacturing replacement parts or whatnot, and maybe we're going to have that. I mean, yeah, who
This
knows?
is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Conductor?
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh, is that good or bad?
It was awesome for
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
Very, very short. Way too short. It
Yes.
needs to be longer.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, my daughters loved it. I mean, my daughters at the time were like 20, 25, and 23, and they just thought that was the best thing that they could do. I was like, can we do it again and again? I'm like, okay, we did it at nighttime, we did it in the daytime, and I even went live. And I go, Uda, you got to check this thing out.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Yeah, yeah,
100%. One thing I liked about Mine Train was that they incorporated the animatronics at the end from the old attraction they ripped out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
One of the things that Disney World does better than Disneyland Resort is they have a lot of like these kind of like these mid thrill like family rides like Mine Train, Slinky Dog, where they're thrilling and they're fast, but they're not crazy,
Yeah.
And we don't really have a lot of that out here in California. So that was pretty cool. I love Mine Train. I think we rode that one twice. That was like one of my favorite things at Magic Kingdom, actually. That was a fun ride.
Absolutely. No, do you guys see that? I mean, how that could fit into our Fantasyland at all?
I could see them bringing it here, but it wouldn't be like Snow White. I could see it being like a Tangled thing or like a Frozen or something like that.
And where would you put it?
I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, and they certainly wouldn't do it now because Bluey is there. But like the Fantasyland theater area, I always thought that theater was hideous. With all the metal in the vinyl for Fantasyland, just felt off to me.
I'm okay with that.
I'm
Put
okay
it there.
with that.
Bring it.
Do you think there's enough real estate in the Fantasyland theater to put that kind of coaster in?
I would think so. I think they could probably wing it. I mean, it's not a very long ride. It's a small little. They could probably do it.
Yeah.
They probably have enough room, Mark, to make it a little longer.
Oh, I love that. Love that so much.
I think they could.
Yeah.
I think Disneyland Imagineers are very smart because they know they have not a lot of room to work with, so they get creative.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So it's almost like a blessing in disguise in a way that Disneyland is small or smaller than Walt Disney World because it really kind of puts the Imagineers' mind to the challenge. You know what I mean?
They do. And a great example of that is actually the Coco boat ride conductor, because shout out to Hey Bricky and Fresh Baked. They've been reporting on this stuff for a long time, but
yeah,
that whole thing by the sidewalk, the tree line by the sidewalk over there on Disneyland Drive, they cleared that out, and that looks way bigger than I was expecting. That's a decent amount of land. And the fact that they're cutting into that, I was not expecting them to do that. So you're right. Disney in California, they have to really get creative with how they utilize the space that we have. And I like the fact that they thought outside the box with that, because it's going to minimize how much space they have to dip into behind the coaster, because they have some facilities back there. And you have the parade building and all that. So they had to make at least some room off to the side to minimize what they have to cut into behind Incredicoaster. So I thought it was brilliant. So I love what Disney has been doing in Anaheim. I mean, the fact that we only lost a barbecue place and a petting zoo for Galaxy's Edge, which is crazy. We only lost like a costume building or something for Mickey and Minnie's. We have a way better use of space out here in California. In Florida, I don't think they care as much, which is sad, but
no.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil. I wish it was just a little longer.
Did you ride it at night, Conductor?
No, we did not. We did it during the day.
So did you actually see it at night? Did you walk by it at night and everything?
No, we did not, because once. So this day, because we only had one day at Magic Kingdom, once it started getting dark, or kind of towards dark, we actually posted. What I mean by posted, we actually stood in front of the Hall of Presidents.
Okay.
The show wasn't going on, but they had people line up for the Starlight Parade. I got to see that. And then me and Tommy actually walked into the Hall of Presidents because literally, boom, it's right there. So we walked in. The show wasn't going on. I think it was under refurb, but the lobby was open. Very cool. You know, learned a lot of history. It was awesome to see some of the pictures in there and kind of see how it kind of looks like the Oval Office. So I could say I was kind of in a makeshift Oval Office a little bit.
That's awesome.
And then we came back out, watched the parade, and we literally booked it to in front of the castle and caught the castle show. So that's literally what we did. But it's just no, we didn't go on it at night, or we didn't pass it at night.
Okay.
But this is Beacon Barrel. I have to say, this little restaurant tavern, it was actually very themed. Like, I mean, it was awesome.
Well, let me ask you a question, Conductor. Let me ask you a question, because Trader Sam's gets kind of wild, right?
Oh yeah.
Trader Sam's gets crazy. Did it get a little crazy in here? Like, do they do things that, like, does the room like interact with like the drinks that you? Okay.
Yeah, it does. So the pirate or the bird will come out, and, do his little spiel, go back in, come back out. But there were like several times where literally the lights dimmed, then like thunder's happening, you hear ships going around, the rain's coming down really hard, like all the sound effects. It was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Cool.
It looks beautiful. I love this. And I mean, come on, it's a pirate bar. How perfect is that?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, seriously, I'm telling you right now, if they built a Haunted Mansion parlor / restaurant, print money all day.
Oh yeah,
print money.
Absolutely.
I know where they put one.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I could find some places at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'll find some places.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. But no, this was like, again, the theming was awesome.
Now real quick, Conductor, JS Ardone is asking if Uday has a channel here. They do. Uday, you want to go ahead and answer that and let them know where they can find you on YouTube?
We're Leaving Today podcast. Mark's a better one at doing it. What's our website? I'm horrible at that. Is it Leaving Today podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our channel right there. And then we do everything on Wednesday, a 1 hour show. It's the LTP Lounge, and that's where we kind of talk about just whatever Disney stuff. It's pretty much what we're doing now. So yeah, we do.
Yeah, but our main thing is our audio podcast.
Yeah,
it comes out every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Episode 242 just got recorded today. So that just keeps chugging along.
Support these guys, everybody. If you're watching the chat, Jem, thank you so much for linking that in the chat. But support these guys; they do great work. So
thank you, Jem.
Yeah,
Jem. Yep.
No, 100%. Mark and Udi are kind of like what me and OG are. We're all like theme park nerds. We look at this. Yeah. I was geeking out watching this.
Yeah.
Most people are like, "The hell are you looking at this guy for?"
Cosmic Ray or something, right? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Sunny Eclipse looked awesome, man.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to just keep filming. I didn't want to leave. But we were on a schedule, things to do and whatnot and check out. But dude,
that's what man. I won't go into it. That's why I don't know, man. I want to go over there, but man, everything that I hear and I'm listening because you guys have all been. I'm the one out on this part of it. That's why I've been pretty quiet because I'm listening because I haven't been. So my only input that I feel like I can give is the common thing that I have heard is that you're way too scheduled, and if you listen to me on the podcast, I'm constantly barking about how Disney stop trying to manage my every moment in time in the park. I want to go in and just go and have my own adventure. The other part is exactly what you guys are talking about. Is like there's kind of like an uncanny valley as far as like the soul of the park over there versus our park. And that's why I've heard time and time, like, it's great, it's fantastic, but I always feel like it doesn't have the heart and the soul. And then I always go back to the same thing. Well, we can pretty much point at the fact that Walt wasn't there. And that's the reality of the situation. So, I mean, I want to go and I will eventually go, but man, every time I hear that, these are all the cons. I'm like, and I'm watching, and partly most of the time I'm watching the video because a lot of the stuff I haven't really seen. So I'm fine. I'm kind of like taking those all in, but
yeah, Udi, anytime you want to go,
I know
I will happily go with you.
I know, Mark. I know.
Well, Udi, I'm going to tell you this. It's not that how can I put it? I kind of feel with Magic Kingdom and all the parks out there, not just Magic Kingdom, but just all the parks, even on the Universal side, there is so much to see that you can't knock it out all in one day. It's almost nearly impossible. So you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to see, what you want to experience. So it's almost like you're on a schedule, but you're not on a schedule because there's so much to look at. It's just, again, like Magic Kingdom is Disneyland on steroids.
Yeah.
There's too much to look at. It's crazy.
I will say this though, as I'm watching the videos as it's playing, I'm like, a lot of it just looks amazing. I love that. And that's the thing is, like, I mean, at the end of the day, we can all still pull out the positivity out of it. And I mean, just looking at the theming of everything is what Disney does really well. So, I mean, the appreciation, I would be there. But I guess maybe that's my concern. Is like, man, I'm going to go and I'm going to be like, well, I didn't see that, this, that. I'm like, holy cow, man. Like, yeah. So, but I mean, I'm just looking at this. It's just gorgeous. I mean, Beacon Barrel, all that. I mean, you look at everything in there, and you got to give a tip of the cap to what they've done out there for sure.
Oh, by far, because when every single restaurant we went into, literally every single restaurant, heavily themed. Yeah, there was some type of entertainment behind each restaurant. It was just incredible. Yeah, just everything about it. And like I said, it's just to me now after my first time going, if I was going to plan another vacation, which we are next summer, would I go without the dining plan? No, I would not, because a lot of these restaurants, including Be Our Guest, which you're currently watching on the screen right now, what I got would be over $100. Seriously? Without the dining plan. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding.
Wait, what are you eating? What are you eating right there? What is it?
It's like French onion soup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, Conductor, did the dining plan, because with the dining plan, you're kind of obligated to eat so many times a day to get your money's worth, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Because I'm a vibes guy. So for me, I don't really care about, like, I don't have a huge priority on hitting every single ride. For you, though, do you feel like the dining plan cut into the ride experience? Because now you're having to set aside.
That's a great question.
Right? All these dining plan, meals.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. For each park, including Magic Kingdom, I kind of felt like I got the best of both worlds. Okay. Like I half and half. Where there were restaurants that we didn't check out that, again, I'm leaving for next time. Same thing with the rides. Same thing. So, again, it kind of gives me an excuse to go back down there. Not just like a one and done, okay, I did it, I'm not going back. It gives me an excuse. So, in a lot of ways, at first, in the moment, I kind of did feel that way in the moment.
Yeah.
But after looking at it now, I kind of feel like how things were planned out between the rides and the restaurants, as you're watching on the screen, were perfectly planned out. It was evened out perfectly. There were
that's perfect. And you have the right mindset too. I had the same mindset where it's like, I'm going to try to get as much done as I can.
Sure.
But if I miss anything, there's always next time. Like, get as much as you can. And Disney World is overwhelming. And you don't want to put all that pressure on yourself of getting everything done, because that's just going to ruin your vacation. It's just too much,
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I'm I'm not even screwing around. It was a lot of stuff we did, and I'm not even kidding. Like dirt.
Oh yeah.
It's just it was beyond overwhelming. It was absolutely crazy, rambunctious. It's just constantly on the move, and again, I don't blame anybody for that because it was all new to me, and I wanted to experience the most as humanly possible.
Okay,
So,
can I ask a question just real
Sure.
quick before what is I know we're talking about Magic Kingdom, but are you on the same on the same camp as OG and I are about bringing a Westcott to Anaheim?
yes, I want a Westcott so bad.
Yes.
I could taste it. I could taste it.
Oh, see, yes. Yes.
Well, and here's the thing, right? I was at Disneyland yesterday.
Oh,
Actually, mostly DCA, but I was at DCA, and it was packed for the food festival, right? You bring Westcott, you bring a World Showcase kind of park to this locals market, and that drink around the world stuff. I mean, Disney would have to. I mean, they'd have to open up their own bank. I mean, they would be making so much money, it wouldn't even be funny. I mean, it'd be crazy how much money. I mean, Westcott would be such a great thing for that local market. I mean, that'd be
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, because I'm going to find a picture real quick.
When I was there, I think I texted Udi and I go, dude, and my girlfriend, of course. I'm like, dude, you guys, you don't understand how cool this place is. Udi would love it. He would lose his mind. Going from country to country to country and just checking out every store, all the different food, all the different drinks, all the landscaping, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is so next level. And I know OG smile because he knows it's right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would love that out here. I love it.
The thing is, like, that is one of the things when I go, I want to go there because it feels like that's going to be where I get the most out of my day.
Yeah. I was talking to my daughters just the other day about this because we want to go probably after Piston Peak opens up, and I go, well, what park do you want to go to first? Without any prompting, they said Epcot first. So
it's funny you mention that because I don't have my video together, but another friend of the channel, we do have a video, so I want to show you what Epcot looks like because Epcot was insane by far. Big shout out to Tommy Toon World, great friend of the channel. But
yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Oh, he's awesome, dude.
Well,
great.
Cool.
He's definitely a vibes guy, like OG, like to the nth. Look at that big giant golf ball. Gilmore must have been happy to the point where he almost had a stroke when he saw that damn thing. I had a stroke when I almost saw it. God dang.
Epcot's amazing, dude. And actually, I love the Spaceship Earth attraction. That's classic Disney right there.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. The only thing I'm going to gripe about is because they have like a camera system, because there's like a little, fun element you could do on the ride towards the end, because it has like a dual camera that kind of points at the ride vehicle. Only one of the cameras was working. So Tommy came in just fine. Me, all you saw was a stick. Oh, it didn't look right. It didn't look right. Oh my gosh. But dude, I'm gonna tell you this. OG, did you go on Guardians or no?
I did.
Okay. So you know what I'm gonna go to here. Guardians was literally life-changing. I'm not even kidding. I've never ridden an attraction like Guardians ever in my life. I've never done it. I've never seen it. It was like I wanted more.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, no, it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. I'm not a big thrill junkie, so it was a one and done for me. But man, if you're into like thrill stuff, dude, that ride is intense. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. And then go ahead.
No, John Make It Rain said Tommy Toon is a heavy sleeper and is not a night owl. How does John know that?
Well, he claims that because my promise to everybody back home was every single night when we did a park, I would do a Q&A live stream for an hour.
Oh, okay.
and Tommy, I think, joined once or twice because he
Yeah,
was
okay.
tired.
Yeah.
He's he kept up the pace in the parks, but by the time we got back to the hotel, he was tired. So I can't blame him for that. For me, I wasn't tired. I'm like, nope, I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to go get a drink real quick, do a live stream.
Yeah.
Nope.
And actually, I want to give a big shout out to Tommy. He is a great dude, and he won the Price is Right.
He did.
He did.
What?
He was
did.
on it, and he won, dude.
He did.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So big shout out to Tommy, man.
Awesome.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
that's awesome.
Yeah. He was very excited. He actually broke the news to us on the Magic Kingdom Day. That's when he broke the news to me, George, and Abby, and that was crazy.
Yeah, he won 100K. John is right. He won 100K.
Nice. Good
Wow.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
He should have bought dinner that night for you guys.
He was tempting the offer. No,
Hmm.
I did.
See how awesome this is right here, Rudy?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Now, Spaceship or Space 220, that was not covered under the dining plan. We kind of had a mix match experience. Our waiter was awesome, but the dining experience, what I paid to go back in there, probably not. Not
Okay.
for what they wanted to charge.
Yeah, I actually ate there as well, and the atmosphere is second to none. It's really cool,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell you what I ate. It was a very forgettable meal.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's I think he actually films a little bit of it. Oh, here we go. So
Oh.
this is kind of like the boarding pass we get. Now we're going into Earth or going into space. So that was really cool. I think it was like a $55 cover charge
Yeah.
before we even sat down and ate. So that was kind of
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
It's expensive.
that was kind of like, okay, that's a one and done for me. Kind of
Yeah.
like what Cosmic Rewind was for OG. That was my one and done right there. What
Yeah,
I
but it's a cool experience though. This restaurant's pretty dope, and how you get to the restaurant is awesome. Like you can see it right here. They it's like a space elevator, and then once you go in there, it blows your mind, man. Like you can see outside. You can see all the stars and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
100%. It's pretty dope. If you haven't done it before, I encourage you to at least do it once.
Is it like Star Wars themed or just space?
No.
Just space.
You'll see it right now. We're about to deboard right now, and
Don't think I've even heard of this thing. I'm
well.
kind of embarrassed I haven't, but
you're gonna see it right now. It's it's breathtaking when you get in there.
Vibe wise, I mean, it's awesome. The
Oh,
food
sure.
is like whatever, but the vibe is amazing. Yeah,
There
check
you
it
go.
out.
Look at this.
That's pretty cool.
what
Yeah, interactive windows.
is
you're
this?
literally-
Something you have to make reservations for? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
I think they do offer walk-ins, but it's very hard to get in because it's still a popular restaurant, believe it or not.
Okay.
Wow.
I might pony up the $55 for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cool experience. It is.
Yeah. It was definitely it was worth it to say, okay, I did it. Would I
Yeah.
go back? No. I
Yeah.
personally would not.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just skipping ahead a little bit. Yeah, this was kind of weird. This water attraction. Okay, think of this. Think of Little Mermaid and Finding Nemo put together without the submarines. That's what this ride was.
Yeah, it's like an omni mover.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
And you literally debark the ride vehicle at the end, the exit, and you're walked in right into an aquarium.
Oh,
You can
nice.
see
Yeah.
the fish, and yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, for me, I didn't love this because I feel like the best part of the Nemo ride at Disneyland is the submarine element of it.
Sure.
And just to ride like a clamshell was like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like I could do that at DCA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that, man.
yeah, exactly. It was just beautiful. You know, again, they're doing the flower and garden, so that was really cool to see some of these sculptures and whatnot. But the one attraction that we're all walking to, the Living with the Land.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fantastic attraction, not thrilling, but definitely educational, and it's very awesome that the food and the vegetables they grow in there they utilize throughout the park, which I love that.
Yeah.
You'll never see that again. Never. You'll never see that. I don't think he filmed it. I think he just that's why he didn't show it, but
it's a cool attraction. It really is. Again, it's a classic Disney thing that you're right. We'll never see them do something like that again. There's no way. And unless Disney Animation releases a animated film on growing food, then we'll see a tie-in there. You know.
Oh my gosh! And Skywalker Brian says the Epcot food court. What I can call it when I go towards there, I just call it a mall food court. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah,
walking in there. It did. And then I think he filmed this because we got all the way to the front. We got on the ride vehicle and it broke down literally right before we took off. So we couldn't ride it. He went back and rode it, but it was I'm trying to see if I could get to where it shows World Showcase because you're
so conductor of the 4 Disney parks, can you rank them in order? That you like, and then OG. I want to hear yours too.
Oh, okay. God. Okay. I already know what OG's number 1 is, but I won't spoil it. I'll let him.
Okay.
I would have to say, oh man, I would say Epcot number 1. That's number 1 guaranteed. Number 2,
guaranteed. Okay.
Guaranteed. I would say number 2 has to be Animal Kingdom. Has to be Animal Kingdom. Now, obviously, it might go to number 1 when I go back out there and they have a part of Tropical America's open. So I'll have to wait and see on that. And before I go any farther, Hollywood Studios would be my last. And to credit OG, because I told him on a video me and him did when I got back, walking through that transition point where I felt like I was in Los Angeles. Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, the Galaxy's Edge thing. Yeah.
Oh, that was bullshit, dude. I told Udi, I think I FaceTime. I go, this is ridiculous. Look at that.
Like, what's this? Why is that there? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. My list isn't drastically different than him. But number 1 for me was Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, the vibes in that park are absolutely insane. I love Animal Kingdom. And I'm a vibe guy, so that park doesn't have a lot of rides, but that doesn't really bother me. Yeah. So Animal Kingdom is number 1. Epcot was a very close number 2, though. I loved Epcot so much.
Yeah.
And then actually, Hollywood Studios is my 3rd park because that park actually, maybe because my expectations were so low because everyone kind of talks crap about that park, But I actually enjoyed it. I actually had a decent time there. And then my last one was Magic Kingdom, to be honest.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I kind of felt Hollywood Studios for me felt like DCA.
A little bit. Yeah, like the Hollywood part of it, right? I mean, Hollywood Land.
Yeah, Hollywood Land. And one thing that was weird, I literally thought I was getting exclusive access and backstage passes because their Fantasmic is literally backstage.
Oh,
it's weird. You have to walk this long path, and then finally, when you get to it, big outdoor amphitheater with stadium seating, like benches.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And oddly enough, that was the thing I didn't like about it. Because I feel like Uday and Mark, I feel like our Disneyland Fantasmic is special because it takes place in the park.
Yes, yeah.
So it feels like a very organic, experience, right? Where the Florida version, you walk in, it looks like, like you're going to go watch Shamu at SeaWorld or something. They got the metal bleachers and everything. I'm like, I don't know. For me, that kind of takes away a little bit of that, wow, this thing is erupting in the park kind of vibe, which makes Fantasmic really, really cool, I think.
Absolutely.
So that cut into it a little bit for me. But
But I do have to say the shows were awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
The shows were fantastic. I love the shows. If you want, if you're planning a Walt Disney World vacation and you want kind of like a rust day, I would say Hollywood Studios is your park.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's more shows, I believe, than attractions.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shows. That Indiana Jones stunt show is pretty awesome. That reminds me of like old school Universal kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
It looks at what I've seen of it. Yeah, it gives me those vibes. 100%.
It gave Waterworld a run for its money.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Nice.
It really did. And then one of the things I will say about this, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of being on the Burbank lot, but it's a theme park. This Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, what they've done with this park renovation is, I mean, this park was embarrassingly bad, and they've actually turned it into a pretty cool little park now, man. So
this is indoors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is indoors. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Now I have something to look forward to because I am planning to go to Disneyland Paris. That is a given. I will go to that park. But I'm gonna wait until Lion King opens. I'm not gonna go before then.
Yeah, this new Frozen area looks amazing. They have a better Avengers campus than we do.
Oh, so much better because they have an Iron Man restaurant with the full-blown Iron Man animatronic.
Yeah.
Nice.
The hell? Come on, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it literally I was literally watching all the press, live streams and all that. It looked fantastic. And one of the things that I really commend, Josh Tomorrow on is flying down there, meeting with the French president, him and his entourage walking around, checking everything out. And obviously it's kind of hard to tell, but there's still construction walls off to the left because that's where they're building Lion King. So there's already progress being made.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me ask you this though, because I think the last time I had you guys on, and it was literally before I went on the Florida trip.
Yeah.
I think Udi, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. But we were talking about possibly seeing the world of Arendelle come to the Disneyland Resort, and if memory serves me correct, you did not want that. Wrong or
no? No, I've always Beauty and the Beast is where I go, and if we're gonna have anything, I want that. I don't, as popular as Frozen is, I think it's vastly well represented throughout the parks. Beauty and the Beast, not so much. So you're not wrong. I would prefer, if they're going to do anything in that realm, that to go Beauty and the Beast. So no, you're not wrong. Like I said, I mean, I would get why they would, because it is extremely popular. But yeah, no, you're not wrong. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. No. So okay, let me ask you this then. If you had to pull from an international park, an IP or a land to bring it to the Disneyland Resort, but kind of customize it a little bit where it's not a carbon copy like a Galaxy's Edge situation, what land would you bring to the Disneyland Resort? Because obviously now the Disneyland president is now someone that ran the international park. So you would have to honestly believe that some international attraction that was at the parks out there or some type of land that was built out there will be coming to the Disneyland Resort.
That's great. That is a really good question.
And it's very difficult because there's so many elements that I've seen throughout that I've been like, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I don't know if I could go with a land per se. I hate to say it. I'm not. See, because most of the stuff that I want is stuff more here. So as much as I don't think a Westcott will ever get, would I mind a Westcott over here? Not at all. Same thing with a proper Avatar land type of thing. Would I mind that over here? Not at all.
Yes.
So I hate to say it, but I gotta say, I mean, the Arendelle was pretty freaking amazing. Like everything I saw was like, holy cow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like, holy cow. Like you got to give it to them. And understanding, again, putting my personal thing aside, like if I have to bring, like, if we're going to look at it from a point of view of like what's business wise,
Sure.
It's got to be that. It's got to be an Airedale. It's got to be that because it will be, I mean, again, not my demographic, but I understand fully why so many little girls and whatnot just like they gravitate to it. And I think the business decision would be that. And also because it would play into the generational aspect of what Disney's to kind of regain is getting the generational fan across the park. So across the parks and the company. So yeah, I would have to say that probably Arendelle, as much as I call it the F word.
But
yeah.
One of the parks has that really cool Beauty and the Beast attraction.
Yeah, but he's talking more like a land type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going with the land idea. So attraction wise, yeah, you could be the Beast all day long. Like I said, if you go into that realm of that kind of like princess and fantasy and that kind of stuff, not that's where I'm gonna go. Between Beasts, like that is always my choice, top choice. But like land wise, it would have to be Arendelle. It'd have to be because it would make, like I said, it would make the most sense, and it would be crowded like crazy. It would be, it just flat out would be.
Well, no, you're not wrong, Udi. And Mark, before I go to you, Remedy has an interesting comment. He says, all these frozen lands seem oddly uninspiring somehow. The castle doesn't have the punch that Harry Potter does. And OG, I think you can contest to that because you from what you've told me, you used to be strictly Disney, and now you're kind of,
I do a lot of Universal.
Going over the dark side a little bit.
Yeah, no, I know, and that Harry Potter castle is really impressive. Really, I mean, it's way more grand. Like there's more grandeur to it for sure. You walk into that land and that thing is freaking huge. Frozen doesn't seem to have that. Frozen seems like kind of like a more of a like a Disneyland's Fantasyland almost.
Yeah.
In my opinion, where it's like this charming area, but it doesn't have that grandeur like the Harry Potter castle. So I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you, Remy. Now, I do think the Frozen land looks absolutely incredible. I mean, it looks really, really good, but it doesn't have the same punch.
No,
it doesn't. Like that castle, at least, right?
Well, it's. Let me see if I can find an image of it. You guys can keep going. I'm just going to find an overall kind of.
Well, this new Arendelle with this open today doesn't have that roller coaster like the other one does, right?
No, I don't think it does. And that coaster was like really short too. It was like a 20-second coaster.
Yeah.
So but maybe they figured like it wasn't getting a lot of good guest feedback, so they're like, why do it again?
Sure.
Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm trying to find one that's not freaking concept art.
Yeah, and John Make It Rain said they're building a full-scale replica of the Harry Potter castle in the Middle East. Yeah, actually, Mr. Webba and I did a video on my channel about this. No, actually, I'm sorry, it was on his channel. I do apologize. It was on his channel. But they're building at the Warner Brothers theme park out there in the Middle East. I think it's Abu Dhabi, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
They're building a full-blown Harry Potter land. Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley together and as one big thing. Yeah. And it's crazy to me. I guess the Universal theme park rights don't extend overseas, but that's going to be interesting with Middle East money. That thing is going to be, I'm sure, pretty crazy.
Must be nice.
See, but right? I'm wondering if it's maybe because the IPs are different that they're going to have a different sense. I mean, again, this is me never seeing both. It's just me kind of sitting here rolling that question around in my head why it would be. And maybe there's something like that. Maybe it's a demographic thing, like those kind of castles. Like Frozen is going to be for the young girls. I mean, for the most part, right? When you talk to Harry Potter is more across, age wise. You cover a far bigger demographic of ages when you go into Harry Potter, right? So you can have kids all the way up to adults that would be that. So I that's why in my mind I'm thinking it's kind of geared to a different a different demographic as whole. So I don't know that. So to me, I guess that's how I would see it. So me liking Harry Potter more than like Frozen, I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Whoa, that's pretty freaking cool," and I'm gonna walk in there and they'll be like, "Oh, that's nice." When you go,
there it is, right there.
Little girl who's like, "I'm Frozen." It's all about Anna and Elsa. They're gonna be like, "This is the best thing ever." So
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if those are some of the things too. Why maybe the sense it's kind of like an impression thing of what you're looking at. So, and where you're coming from personally.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
No, 100%, and
Yeah.
that's something I'm wondering though. You know what I mean? Because Universal out here is going through so many changes, and I actually just talked to Wizard today, and he told me some things. I can't say what they are, but Universal is moving full steam ahead. They're not screwing around. Like, I mean, to the point where they could possibly have something halfway built by the time they have the Eastern Gateway done and Avengers Campus expansion open. That's how crazy this is getting.
Universal has a different business model than Disney when it comes to the construction timelines. Disney likes to spread this stuff out over as many fiscal periods as possible, and maybe that will change with Josh D'Amaro being CEO. Maybe he'll change that, But as of right now, they take a long time to get this stuff done. Where Universal's like, you know what, just get that thing up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in Universal, it's different when you're playing from behind. So you're going to have a lot more, pressure on you to improve and get better. So it makes sense by Universal is. And now the thing is like what we're all hoping for is that this lights the fire into Disney. Like, okay, we can't do that anymore. We flat out, it's going to hurt our business and bottom line. So hopefully they will go back to it because look at Disneyland. How long did it take them to actually open that park? I mean, Disney has until more recently has had a history of like let's bang this thing out, let's go.
Yeah.
And so it's a point of view and a strategy that you're saying, OG. They spread it out. They want to continue trying to. They start playing the stock game and this and that and like let's see all that kind of stuff. They put on a lot of other factors onto how they're going to build as opposed to just we're going to build it and let's go. Yeah. So it's totally different mentality, different business model, 100%. And this is where I'm with Josh, like being the park guy. I'm like, hey, maybe he's gonna be like, hey, guys, we probably should not do this. And hey, these guys right here that we've kind of been low key, talking trash about behind us. Guess what? We were talking they're 100 yards, 100 miles behind us. Now they're 50. So let's speed this stuff up. It'll be interesting to see.
What do you think some easy wins that Josh could bring right now as the president?
So I think right now for the Disneyland Resort, not even Walt Disney World, for the Disneyland Resort, I think some small wins that are realistic and not out of control is the sooner the better they get rid of that park hopper rule.
Mm-hmm.
I know they said they're going to get rid of it, but the sooner the better.
Okay.
Then on top of that, I think they can't really get rid of the reservation system yet. But I say but for a reason, because they could modify it. They could modify it where it is less restrictive. It's still there, but it's less restrictive and kind of goes the way of Walt Disney World in a way. I'm almost certain they can tweak it a little bit where it's not out of control. Then another thing they could do is readjust the lightning lane situation. Too many people they allow too many lightning lanes to be bought for the day. That's the first problem.
Yep.
And what winds up happening is the lightning lanes a lot of the times are longer than the general admission lines.
Standby. Yep.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Then-
And
oh, go ahead.
yeah, no, you're absolutely correct on that. I mean, and Josh is a people pleaser, I feel like. Like, I feel like he will be making some moves to like make the fans happy. I feel like that's like kind of the guy he is, you know. Now, Conductor, if you can bring up Justin Dobbs' comment about Harry Potter, because I think this is a fair point that Justin's making, and this is actually, and the reason why I bring this up, and Conductor, I know your channel, you don't get into this stuff, but the reason why I brought it up is because he's not wrong. No matter what side of the argument people are on, she has become a divisive figure, and I'm kind of curious how that does impact the new show that's coming out. So I don't know. And also, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of questions about that show, but this is theme parks. But yeah, do you guys think though that this whole thing with J.K. Rowling though has impacted the Universal theme park stuff in any way?
I'll go ahead.
Okay, I would argue that no, and because of what they're doing. When he brought up the Harry Potter, that's the first thing that popped in my head. Sadly, I mean, I hate the whole controversy and everything. I think it's why do we pull these things into what we're trying to do? But I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do, right? So, I again, looking at it from a purely financial point of view, look what they're doing. They're building this, they're building that. They're going Harry Potter. They released their, HBO's doing the show, and I'm with you. I'm very like, really? Okay, well, let's see it. I don't know. I saw the trailer and kind of went like, meh. But that being said, I really hope not. I hope that this is when I feel like sometimes we need to separate whatever the creator may be or whatever, and try to like dig into what they've built and what you love about that. So, I mean, Lord knows there's plenty of actors out there that I listen to them about their personal opinions. I disagree fully and wholly, but does it go like, oh man, now I don't like you, now I'm not going to watch your movie? No. If you're a great actor, which I love a ton of them that I disagree with on many, many levels, but I will religiously watch their movies over and over and over and over and over again, because I can look at their art and go like, I appreciate your art. I pull my joy from what you've done. The real world is over there. I'm not going to look at that. So I hope more people do that. And I think honestly that, I think they're like, no, it's not going to bother us at all. We're going.
Well, and Remy D brings up the point where he doesn't think that the casuals know about the drama surrounding J.K. Rowling, which is a good point too. I mean, we're in this space and we're very in tune with everything. But does the soccer mom, does she know about that?
The normie,
right?
No,
exactly.
No, and I don't feel that's the case. I think there's a lot of skepticism about this new show, and Udi, I'm gonna kind of go on the opposite when it comes to the parks a little bit, because I kind of feel, because I'm happy for Universal Orlando in Florida because they got the room. And they just filed another permit not too long ago for Epic Universe to get now another Harry Potter attraction. I kind of just feel, I kind of feel though that Florida has enough. Why not show Hollywood some love? But besides the land not being as big as they want to expand, because it's just not big. But you already took out how many things to put that Harry Potter land in there. You took out a massive concert venue that was generating money, at its prime to build Harry Potter. So why not expand it? There's been other areas at Hollywood where they could, kind of make their way into. Falls Lake, the studio tour tram area, because you and I have said it, Wizards said it, the extended queue for Forbidden Journey doing nothing. Right now it's doing some because it's going to be part of Fan Fest, but it doesn't do anything. They never use it.
No, you're right. And the other thing too that I actually when I did the video with Tommy Toon the other day about his trip, and we focused a lot on the foods because that's the kind of content Tommy focuses on is mostly food stuff, right?
Mhm.
We talked a lot of the foods, and actually that came up about Universal where we don't have restaurants like the Blue Dragon or
No.
anything like that out here at Universal. I think Universal Hollywood. Now, obviously, we are more limited on space, but man, it would be really, really cool to just have one really nice sit-down restaurant inside Universal Hollywood.
Oh, dude,
You
I
know?
get those.
Oh, bro, I mean, that would be insane. And the thing is like City Walk has some great restaurants. Like that wasabi place, dude. I gotta give a shout out, by the way, to that wasabi place at City Walk. They recognized me because I was there like the weekend before, and the dude just gave me a discount just because he saw me here last weekend. And I'm like, dude, that is like what I'm talking about. That's how you build your customer base. That's how you get people loyal because you're like, yeah, maybe they took a little bit of a loss on me that one day because they give me like a 10% discount or something just for being there. But guess what? Now I'm like, you know what? I want to go back there because they're dope. They're awesome. They're gaining money in the long run. So big shout out to them. But they have great restaurants at City Walk. I mean, Vivo, the Italian place, is awesome. But bring something in the park, though.
Yeah. No, 100%. I totally agree. And there's a laundry list of foods we had at Universal. Like I said, Mythos. Then you go to Epic Universe, we had Pizza Moon. Dude, I'm telling you, Pizza Moon. Oh my God. Fantastically awesome. Then you had Dawes Steakhouse.
Oh, how was that?
And Dark Universe. Dude. Oh my God. Walking in there, theatrical, heavily themed. I literally thought I was in Dracula's basement.
Nice.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. Food was incredible. And then we walked I think it was our first day at Epic. We went to, I can't pronounce the name because it's all French and I have respect for the French, so I'm not even going to say the name. I'm just going to say the main restaurant inside the Harry Potter land. It's big and it's grand. We had this, it's like a viral crepe that's going on out there. We had it. It's like a dessert crepe. Oh, dude.
Oh, is that the butterbeer one?
Yeah, dude.
I heard that stuff is like,
dude, give me
insane.
10 of those. 10 of those. Eat it.
Nice.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic. Like literally, besides Space 220, every single restaurant we ate on Universal property and Walt Disney World property, not one bad meal. All above board. And one of the things I will say this, and I'm glad OG you're on here to kind of feed back on me a little bit, is what I loved about Universal out there. They have their own security teams. It's not this third party nonsense crap that we have here in Hollywood. I hate it above oblivion. I do not like it because out there it's Universal employees. Okay, first of all. Second of all, they know what to look for. Very kind, very helpful. The process is so much faster. And even for the Walt Disney World side too, the security is so much faster. I felt like I ran through security. That's how easy it was out there. Out here, it's like the Wild West, dude.
Do you know why? You know why? Because the union stuff. I heard, at least for Disneyland, I don't know how Universal is, but I heard for Disneyland, we were supposed to get the airport bag scanner thing.
Yeah.
But the union fought against it because it would impact jobs. Now, look, I don't want anyone to lose their job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just what happened. So they didn't want to have that. So we have people going through your bag manually now.
Well, I can assure you, OG, there were plenty of Walt Disney security at the checkpoint. There was, I turned around every like fourth of an angle, and there was a security Walt Disney employee there. There was no
shortage.
No,
they should have just done. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree. That's just what I heard. I heard the unions push back on it because our friend Marty Snyder.
Yeah.
He was telling me about it. He was like, yeah, they had the bag scanners for like one day.
Yeah.
And they had to get rid of them. And that was the reason.
Wow. And I will tell you, oh my gosh, for Universal, not just their security, but to enter the park, dude. Oh, I was in heaven because I'm like, facial scanners. Literally, I snapped my finger, kind of like what Iron Man did at the end of Endgame, and I was through the gates. It was the easiest process I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, the people out here in California, they said, oh, yeah, we don't want those facial scanners because we'll be inputted into the database. I'm like, are you nuts? When you get your driver's license, you're inputted into a database. When you have a job, W-2, you're inputted into a database. When you fly, you're input. What the hell is your problem?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I mean, that ship has sailed. I mean, it has. I mean, everyone has a digital footprint. I mean, every time you buy something online, they have, you know, like you said, your driver's license, they got your picture, your fingerprint, all kinds of stuff. Anytime you go on a trip. So what's Universal going to do with it? That, you know,
OD, when I take the toll road to come to Universal or Disneyland, they have my information. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
What's the camera going to look at you for 2 seconds so you can? Oh yeah, I'm a threat to national security. Shoot me. It's like, God dang it, man.
I think we got a super chat.
We do from Hen Geek Village. Haven't seen him in a hot minute. Good to see him back. He says, Conductor, when do you think you'll go back to Orlando? Next summer. We're already planning it. We're gonna hopefully see Tropical Americas open at Animal Kingdom in phases, and then George is actually wanting to take me on a Disney cruise. It'll be my first Disney cruise ever, which will be the Treasure. But now we're kind of conflicted because now we're hearing that the Disney Believe is going to set sail in 27 in the summertime, and it might be taken off in Florida. So we might change our plans a little bit because he wants to do a main voyage, and I want to check it out because the way he's saying it is like you wake up, there's a gift. Like every which way, you're getting free gifts. But that's not the reason. But I figured, hey, brand new ship, why not? I got to somehow, right?
Sure. Well, I'll say this: I've done the Disney cruise thing twice. I did the Wonder and the Wish, right?
Okay.
It is such a cool experience, and for me personally, and everyone's different, you know. But for me personally, I didn't even really care about the Disney stuff on. Like, I don't need a picture with Pirate Mickey. I could care less, dude. I'm a grown man. I do not care about any of that. But the fun part about it was like sitting on your porch, little whatever porch thing in your room, and just looking at the water. I mean, and you would be surprised how much sea life you see out there, dude. Like we saw dolphins and stingrays and seals and all kinds of stuff, man. That was the cool part for me, was like the nature part of it. So,
dude,
it was pretty sick. Yeah.
I can't wait because I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. I've done 2 or 3 other cruises. One was the Royal Caribbean. The other one was the Carnival. And literally the same experience, OG. I swear to God. Literally sitting on the balcony, just watching the water, watching dolphins, maybe a whale or 2 or something. Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, and you sleep like a baby on those ships, man. Like I slept, I was like out for like 8 hours. And I didn't wake up once in the middle of the night, dude. I slept so good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we have Hen Geek Village. He just gifted 5 theme park memberships. Big shout out to Hen Geek Village. Thank you for your love and support. But no, that's what I have planned for next summer. So I can't wait. Obviously, you know, the way he has it planned as of this minute, we're probably going to hit all the Disney parks again, but we're probably going to do 2 or 3 days of Animal Kingdom because obviously the first day is going to be chaos.
Well, and here's the thing. And Tommy's not going to go with you. He won't do cruises.
So he's not going to go on the cruise. As far as I know, he said he doesn't want to, but he is going to go with us to the parks, especially Tropical Americas and all that.
You know, and the reason why I bring that up, I really hope, maybe I'll talk to Tommy. I don't know. I think he would love the cruise, man.
That's why I told him. That.
we got to get that guy on the cruise. Because, I mean, I understand it, though. Some people don't like being out there in the middle of the ocean like that. I get it. But you don't even really feel like, I mean, you're inside, that thing's like a floating hotel.
Yeah.
You're safe. You're fine.
I think so. There's not the days of the Titanic. They're state of the art ship. They could detect the iceberg quite far ahead if they need to, or a rock or some. Yeah, they could detect it.
Yeah, you guys will be fine. But it's a fun. The cruise line stuff is fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
100%. But before we give our final thoughts, I want to give a big shout out. OG, I know you've had him on your channel recently. Our friend, Mr. Theme Park Wizard, came out with a new book, Theme Park Wizard's Unofficial Guide to Universal Hollywood 2026.
Cool.
Tips, crowd strategies, and hidden secrets. And I believe it just hit the #1 bestseller book for theme park guides on Amazon.
I love Theme Park Wizard. He's like my little brother. I'm so proud of Ethan with this thing. This is crazy. Actually, I hung out with him the other day. We were at one of the bars we go to for the bar chats. I was with him and Alan from Almighty Coasters. Man, we had a great time. But he is a really good dude, and he knows his stuff. I mean, he knows his stuff with Universal inside and out. So yeah, big congrats to Theme Park Wizard. He is an amazing guy, and check out the book. Yeah, check out the book. It's on Amazon. So
okay,
awesome. I have mine ordered, so I'm waiting for it to ship. So
okay, that is great.
Wait. I might even entice him to see if he'll give me an autograph. Maybe. I have to make a reservation for that. Maybe.
Yeah, you might. He's a busy man. Conductor is a busy man.
He is. But OG, I'm going to start with you, sir. Any final thoughts about tonight's show?
No, it was great talking shop with you fellas. Had a really, really good time. Everyone in the chat was amazing as well. Yeah, it was fun. And Leaving Today podcast, we got to collab on more. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
Mark, any final thoughts?
I love the conversation. I really enjoy you guys. I view you guys as friends, and I'm glad we're all in the same space. Because I've watched you guys for a long time, and so this is kind of surreal that we're able to talk and do this stuff. So it means a lot to me. Yeah, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart inviting us to be a part of this tonight. We will happily do it whenever you guys need us to. And again, thank you so much. And you guys are welcome on our show at any time, and let's make that happen.
Oh, absolutely.
And Kiki and Lucas says that Conductor, that OG and Conductor always support their friends. We do. And that's important. You know what I'm saying? We all lift each other up. So
yeah, absolutely.
No, absolutely. And Kiki and Luca, thank you for always supporting Orange Cove 55 and Theme Park Conductor. You're amazing. Udi, any final thoughts?
No, like you guys already said that it's always fun to talk. And the fact that we all sat like one time around and we all kind of like, okay, we're all cool. Like we got a good vibe going. We got everything going. And I appreciate it. So that's why when Mark, even though I'm like dead exhausted, Mark's like, hey, you want to come on the show? We're like, we go, because it's going to be a good time. So it's always great talking to you guys. It's great talking shop because it's great to have just this good energy and just expanding all of our little worlds and going a little bigger and then learning more. And so I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys having us on as always. And like Mark has said repeatedly, and I will continue, and I will echo it. You guys need to come on our show and hang out and we go long format 2, 3, 4, whatever it turns out to be, but just have a good time. I'm looking forward also that in May, hanging out.
Oh, yes.
A good time.
Yep.
May 14th and 15th. Yeah.
May 14th and 15th. Yep.
And I skipped out because I had things come up, but I will clear my calendar now because I definitely want all four of us to geek out and vibe out on Main Street and then walk that Hollywood backlot.
Yeah, I mean,
I
really want that. I can't even tell you how much I want that conversation to happen live right there. I really want to have that.
Dude, we're gonna make it happen.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Actually, OG might have a following because he walks into the parks. They're like, oh God, there's superstar right there with that hair.
Superstar. It's the hair, man. It's the hair, you know.
It's the hair.
It's the hair. And John says maybe you guys can meet up when they come. Yeah, we're actually we talked about that pregame. when they come down here, we definitely want to hang out. So
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
yep, we'll make it happen, Captain.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I want to thank everybody in the chat, everybody, our mods tonight. We got Disney Diva, Jim, always great support. And we got Kiki and Luca, another wonderful support. And Orange Go 55 for always being a wonderful mod and friend and fellow content creator. OG, we're going to start with you, sir. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube. I do a lot of similar content, like with the theme park stuff. We get real nerdy. I started doing like a lot more in-park stuff where I take like the nerdy analysis, but I bring it to the park itself. So the first video for that dropped today where I'm going through the Hollywood backlot and kind of analyzing how they could fit this land in that area of Pandora. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, right here on YouTube, do a lot of that kind of stuff. And we also talk studio as well. And you can find me on Instagram. Kiki and Luke, I love you, brother. And you can also find me on YouTube. Instagram, Orange Grove 55, and on X, Orange Grove 55.
Absolutely. Always great to have Orange Go 55 on Conductor Sunday live stream. Mark, where can everyone find you, kind sir?
Yeah, primarily we're on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. That is probably the easiest way to get a hold of us is just direct message us on Leaving Today Podcast on Instagram. We don't do much on X. And we have a Facebook page, but I don't even moderate that. I'm not sure who does that. But that's probably another story for another time. But you can find us Wednesday nights on our YouTube channel. It's just Leaving Today Podcast. We do LTP Lounge, and then our main podcast comes out every other Monday, just like clockwork at 10 a.m. It just comes out, and we have a really good time. We have guests, Disney Imagineers, Disney artists, authors, other content creators, and listeners of the show that just come on, and we just end up talking and have really good stuff. All right.
Yeah. Kiki and Luke is asking about Mimi. Mimi's on my channel. Like she does a great outro for OG55, and it's actually this is off a Conductor's channel. I'm actually streaming it off a Conductor, so there's no Mimi outro tonight, Kiki and Luca. But look for a video that that I'm gonna drop pretty soon, actually, for members with Jay Shear, Jared, and Mr. Webba, and that will have the lovely and the one and only Miss Mimi at the very end. So check out for that.
Absolutely.
Udi, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, same place you find Mark Leaving Today Podcast on Instagram. And then you can find me on my personal Instagram page, which is HAXJOALIE Hacks Goalie, and I'm there. You can reach me there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Remy throws his 2 cents in here. Conductor can borrow Mimi sometime.
No, she's an OG55 exclusive, Remy. Sorry, OG55 exclusive.
But I will tell you though, I will find somebody. It's only a matter of time.
You're gonna have like a cool little outro. You should, man.
I will. I'm working on it.
You gotta do it.
I gotta do it. But everybody, have a wonderful night.
Yes.
And I will see you guys next Sunday on Conductor Sunday live stream, which hopefully I will be in a cheerful mood after I go through one of the worst stress cases of my life trying to buy a D23 ticket. So I'll let you guys know on Conductor Sunday next weekend if I make that happen. Stay tuned.
We shall see.
Have a good night, everybody.
I see you guys.